If you or a loved one have suffered from skin cancer, please do not take this as me making light of your situation, pun intended. I'm just having fun. So, the government is mad I'm questioning their claims. Trying to fucking take me out.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby!
What's up, guys? I'm Josh and I Lift Things, and I am here to talk about tanning. Is it that cancerous, or are people just cowards? I want a tan, goddammit. I want a GTL. I grew up on Jersey Shore. I want bronze skin. I want to look like a Greek god. Oh, but it'll age you. I look like a fucking toddler, dude. Sign me up. Oh, you'll go blind. Dude, I'll wear goggles. I'm not a fucking idiot. You'll die from cancer. You know, yeah, that one is less, doesn't sound as good. But in all actuality, I'm a pretty fair-skinned guy. I burn bad. I tan pretty well. My thought process is, if I keep a consistent tan year-round, it'll reduce my rates of burning every single first nice day in spring. Not to mention, I'm very worried that my acne will come back since I'm no longer on Accutane. Tanning can help with that. Tanning makes all of your striations look much better, so when I eventually hop into a deep cut, that would look great. First off, to set some boundaries, in this video, I am only talking about indoor tanning, the use of tanning beds. For starters, let's look at the Skin Cancer Foundation and how they feel about tanning. Indoor tanning dangers: 75% chance increased risk of developing life-threatening melanoma from just one indoor tanning session before the age of 35. Well, that's not great. It's a fact. There is no such thing as a safe or healthy tan. Tanning increases your risk of basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and melanoma. The best defense is to avoid tanning altogether. What causes tanning? Tanning is caused by exposure to ultraviolet UV radiation from the sun or tanning beds that causes genetic damage to cells on your outmost layer of skin. The skin tries to prevent further injury by producing melanin, the pigment that gives our skin its color, that results in darkening what we call a tan. The damage is cumulative, starting from our very first tan. Okay, this seems like liberal propaganda bullshit to me. It causes genetic damage to cells on your outmost layer of skin. Dude, you're trying to phrase that in like the worst way possible. You know when you make like chicken parmesan and you're taking fucking chicken breast and then coating it in egg? Yeah, you could describe that as, we're killing a chicken baby and then dipping its parent in its bloody fetus or some shit. Like, yeah, while that may be accurate, you're also framing that in like the worst way possible. So I will instantly dismiss all of this. I do not trust skincancer.org. So since I can't trust them, I have to figure out what actually is a tan. What is a sunburn? Thankfully, we have the FDA for that. Sunburn, also called erythema, is one of the most obvious signs of UV exposure and skin damage. Often marked by redness and peeling, usually after a few days, sunburn is a form of short-term skin damage. You see, short-term skin damage, that sounds like a much better way to frame the idea of a tan. Why it happens: when UVs reach your skin, they damage cells in the epidermis, fancy word for skin. In response, your immune system increases blood flow to the affected areas. This increased blood flow is what gives sunburn its characteristic redness and makes the skin feel warm to the touch. At the same time, the damaged skin cells release chemicals that send messages through the body until they are translated as a painful burning sensation by the brain. White blood cells, which help protect you from infection and disease, attack and remove the damaged skin cells. It is this process of removing damaged cells that can cause sunburned skin to itch and peel. Yeah, I don't care about treatment, dog. I don't give a shit. What it is, there's no such thing as a safe tan. God damn it! Why it happens: once skin is exposed to UV radiation, it increases the production of melanin in an attempt to protect the skin from further damage. Melanin is the same pigment that colors your hair, eyes, and skin. The increase in melanin may cause your skin tone to darken over the next 48 hours. Skin tones that are capable of developing a tan, typically skin tone types 2 through 5, will probably darken. There's skin tone types? Skin cancer? Dude, they're all fear-mongering me. The fuck's a solar keratosis? Eye damage? Cataracts? According to the World Health Organization, all people, regardless of skin color, are vulnerable to the effects of immune suppression. Overexposure to UV radiation may suppress proper function in the body's immune system and the skin's natural defenses, increasing sensitive... Herpes? Oh, God. Okay, now we have to look up skin tone types. Okay, it's something called the Fitzpatrick scale. Light, pale white, white, fair, medium, white to olive, olive, moderate to brown. Okay, so I think I'm like a 1. Always burnt. That's not true. I do tan. It doesn't look like it because I have like weird lighting in here, but Yo, I can tan, okay? I'm not 1. No, I tan well, but I'm somewhere between 2 and 3. What happens is I get a really bad burn all over my body, and then underneath it is like tan skin. So I'll say I'm a 2.5 on the Fitzpatrick scale. Does this even fucking matter? Okay, we keep hearing about this fucking UV light bullshit, I'm pretty sure. So what even is that? Thankfully, another government agency has us covered, the CDC. Types of UV radiation. Wait, mercury vapor. There's UVA, UVB, and UVC, and they have different wavelengths. So UVC is the smallest wavelength. Absorption level, UVA is not absorbed by the ozone layer, so this reaches you. UVB, mostly absorbed by the ozone layer, but some does reach the Earth's surface, so we're not getting much UVB. UVC, completely absorbed by the ozone layer and atmosphere. So what we're learning is a smaller wavelength of UV light is so small it's getting eaten up by the ozone layer and the atmosphere. The UVB, which is a little bit bigger, mostly gets absorbed, but some may reach through. And then the UVA is getting not absorbed whatsoever. So this is what's reaching us. So with the sun's light, we are getting mostly primarily UVA. But now the World Health is recommending 5 to 15 minutes of sun exposure 2 to 3 times a week. Dude, who can do that? If you have to like walk anywhere or do anything outside, you're getting far more than that. And that also doesn't account for like, what if it's overcast? What if the sun is at a different angle? Like, that's such a fucking stupid, arbitrary, nebulous recommendation. Risks, dude, we don't care about the risks, okay? Okay, it turns out that UVB, the one that doesn't reach us all that much, is actually the primary one that helps us produce vitamin D in the first place. Being outside to get, even though the UVB is hardly reaching us, being outside is good for vitamin D production, supposedly. There's inconsistencies here, and I'm starting to think that tanning is good for you again. I'm back on path now. So UVB, even though we don't get much from being outside, increases vitamin D, which is good because vitamin D is needed for your immune system. But too much tanning reduces immune system and I guess gives you herpes and cancer and sunburn. And I guess I'm a skin type 2. None of this is making any sense. Okay, so now we have to figure out what kind of UV light tanning beds give off. So in general, I guess they're mostly UVA, which is similar to what you get outside, but probably at higher amounts if I had to guess. But there's some that do use UVB that can be good for like indoor vitamin D production, I guess. So yeah, I don't think tanning's bad for you. Let's look at some studies though, just to check. Ultraviolet emission spectra of sunbeds. So they use the most common sunbed model, which covers more than 50% of the Swiss market. I don't know. I'm not Swiss. The UV emission spectra of sunbeds have special characteristics that are different from the sun spectrum, which can be seen in high resolution spectral measurements. Sunbed emission spectra is similar to sun spectrum in the UVB range. So that's good, but reach values 10 to 15 times higher in the UVA range. This corresponds to a UV index of 13, which is significantly higher than the UV index of 8.5 of the high summer sun at noon at intermediate latitudes. Okay, so it's higher than like the worst sun you could expect to get. Okay, that makes sense though. That makes sense. Oh, and hear me out. If you would have to suntan for like 2 hours versus hopping in a tanning bed like twice a week for like 10 minutes, even though it's a higher exposure, it's less, it's more condensed. Is that at all useful? Indoor UV tanning and skin cancer, health risks and opportunities. We need additional research. So I think I'm safe. It is already clear that indoor tanning bed use represents an avoidable risk factor for melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancer, both which may be lethal. I don't know. The association between indoor tanning and skin cancer is particularly strong. An epidemiological update on indoor tanning and the risk of skin cancers. Despite the documented harmful effects of tanning and the increased number of countries adopting restrictive legislation worldwide, there's still a considerable prevalence of sunbed use among adolescents and adults. Yeah, because we're not going to get controlled. We're not fucking sheeple. You know what I mean? I'm going to smoke my cigs. I'm going to fucking tan. Attempting to shed more light on the motivation. These guys just threw a pun in here. Those tricky bastards. Oh, and they're even bringing up pandemics and everything. Now I know they can't be trusted. Josh, when you're editing, remember to put up a giant sarcasm thing here. You do not want to breed the wrong fan base. Okay, indoor tanning and the risk of overall and early onset melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancer. Systematic review and meta-analyses. Okay, this is very, very important. Let me drink my definitely not cancer-causing Gorilla Mine energy drink. Sponsor me, Derek. I really like the strawberry one, the lychee. It's all right. In conclusion, this meta-analysis suggests indoor tanning. The government is mad I'm questioning their claims. Trying to fucking take me out. Indoor tanning increases the risk of skin cancer, particularly early onset melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancer. There are constantly increasing trends for skin cancer worldwide, especially in women at younger ages due to the social and economic factors relating to tanning behavior. I am neither a woman nor young, so maybe I'm clear. The findings provide supporting evidence for prevention policies regulating modifiable behaviors to reduce the additional risk of skin cancer. Dude, give me the numbers. Individuals who had first exposure in early age to indoor tanning, less than 20 years, I'm over 20, and had more than 10 tanning times in a year were associated with skin cancer risk. I've never done it, so I may be good now. Boys, this is in line with previous research that showed a dose-response relationship between indoor tanning and the risk of melanoma and NMSC. You know, this is making me question, they're saying it's a dose response. The dosage makes the poison always. But is there like a optimal way to get the most tan possible with the least amount of damage? Oh, they'll say, ethically, we can't study that. We can't give kids cancer. They're already getting cancer. Sign me up. I'll fucking hop in. Our study has several limitations. Yeah, I bet it does. In fact, I'm done reading. Oh, UVB directly damages DNA. Shut up, dude, nerd. Okay, like, we get it, dude. Tanning, probably indoor or outdoor, causes cancer. But, like, let's be real. How bad is skin cancer? Come on. Disclaimer. This video is mostly satire, except like the premise of me having like an interest in tanning is like legitimate. If you or a loved one have suffered from skin cancer, please do not take this as me making light of your situation, pun intended, or mocking your loss or anything like that. I'm just having fun. But seriously, how bad is skin cancer? So survival rates for melanoma skin cancer, which is the most deadly and harmful form of skin cancer. So what is a 5-year relative survival rate? A relative survival rate compares people with the same type and stage of cancer to people in the overall population. For example, if the 5-year relative survival rate for a specific stage of melanoma of the skin is 90%, it means that people who have that cancer are on average about 90% as likely as people who don't have that cancer to live for at least 5 years after diagnosed. For melanoma skin cancer, localized, 5-year survival greater than 99%, and then all combined 94%. That's pretty damn good. These numbers only apply to the stage of the cancer when first diagnosed. They do not apply when it spreads. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, but still, if it's localized, you're good. Like, you just get it treated, you know what I mean? Just get healthcare. Just have insurance. You know what I mean? Just go into debt, that's fine. I didn't really trust them, so I went right here to seer.cancer.gov. Estimated new cases in 2023. 97,000. 5-year survival, 93%. Dude, that's fucking good. If I put a gun in your head and said, dude, you get $1 billion or I shoot you, 93.5% chance of you getting $1 billion, you're taking that. You're taking that 93.5 times out of 100. And it's weird. As this has progressed of cases, deaths have gone down even. Perhaps treatments are getting better. Perhaps, when we can cure cancer, even though we already can, the government's hiding from us, of course. When the ability to cure cancer is public, like we could tan no problem then, right? Is that how it works? Overall, the lifetime risk of getting melanoma for white people is about 2.6% or 1 in 38. So even without direct tanning, there's already a decent chance you're gonna get it. 1 in 38. Walk into a Walmart and there's like 10 people in there that they're gonna get it. The risk of melanoma increases as people age. So let me understand this. If you're too young and you tan, you increase your risk of melanoma. If you're too old and you exist, you increase your risk of melanoma. Dude, you're fucked either way. So you may as well be fucking gorgeous and fucking brown and browned out, dude. The average age of people diagnosed is 65. I'm going to be dead by 48. So I don't care. I don't trust any of these people anymore. By the way, all these scary statistics were from melanoma, which is the least likely form of skin cancer you are going to get from tanning. The non-melanoma skin cancers, such as basal cell carcinoma or squamous cell carcinoma, are much more likely. So let's look at the survivability rates of those. The 5-year relative survival for basal cell carcinoma is 100%. For squamous cell, it's slightly less at 95%. 100%. For the most likely form of skin cancer you're going to get, 100% survival. You know, I like to go right to the source. The study here, basal cell carcinoma by CSM Wong. Let's see if they are CSM wrong. Okay. This is a comprehensive overview of basal cell carcinoma, concentrating in particular on incidence, risk factors, molecular genetics, clinical features, and treatment. So in Minnesota, it was 146 per 100K. In Australia, it's 726 per 100K. Where the fuck did that 1 in 32 number come for melanoma? Lifetime risk of 30% of developing basal cell carcinoma. So already 1 in 3, you're going to get it. Pick a door. The prevalence of this cancer will probably be greater than that of all other cancers combined. You're getting this shit, bro. Tan or not, you may as well tan. It also says it's higher likelihood in men, which is crazy because they keep talking about how like women have the higher rates of like all these skin cancers. You see, it goes back and forth. It makes there's zero conclusive evidence about cancer in general, but especially skin cancer. Most common malignancy in white people. They're calling white people malignant. I'm not even going to read the rest of that. That was just offensive. Key stats for basal and squamous cell skin cancers. You see how short this page is? They have no facts about it. About 8 out of 10 of these are basal cell cancers for all skin cancer diagnoses. Death from basal and squamous cell skin cancers is uncommon. It's thought that about 2,000 people in the US die each year from these cancers, and that this rate has been dropping in recent years. 2,000 a year, huh? How many people in the US die from car accidents? In 2021, 43,000 deaths occurred from driving. What percent of 2,000 is 43,000? There is a 2,150% higher chance of dying in a car than by tanning. And yes, tanning is just as necessary as driving. How many people died of tummy ache in 2023? I don't know, some. What is this video? Oh, I'm running out of content, boys. Unfortunately, there isn't really good evidence about rates of skin cancer between tanners and non-tanners. I mean, I'm sure you could probably find some stuff about indoor tanners versus non-indoor tanners, but I mean more specifically people that just exist outside. Maybe they do actual sun tanning. It would be nice to get some of this information, but it doesn't really seem to be out there. So guys, in short, and hopefully you could tell that like this video is just me talking on my ass, tanning is fucking dumb. This video and this script all started because I really wanted to tan, and it's like a big thing in the whole culture of being a gym bro. I've always heard about the risks, but I've never actually looked into them myself. They are real risks, but they're not going to stop me from tanning. We are all allowed to decide what risks we are willing to take in life, and I am willing to take this risk. There are things that you can do to offset said risk. There are some peptides that you could take, such as melanotan 2, but those have its own increased risk profile. But it would mean that you actually spend less time in the sun. You could wear an SPF during it, but that would just mean that you would have to spend more time in the tanning bed in the first place. And again, we don't have enough information because it would be unethical to test this to see what an optimum range is. Maybe you could tan once a week for this amount of time at this certain wavelength of UV radiation with this amount of SPF on, depending on what your skin type is. Maybe there is some perfect combination. We will probably never know that. Some people genuinely think that tanning is like super healthy for you, especially indoor. And then some people think that big sunscreen is trying to trick you into thinking that cancer is real so that way they can put like endocrine disruptors in your blood, which does kind of happen in a way, but not to the extent that people like to pretend it does. Don't be dumb. If you want to tan, fucking do it. You're hopefully a grown man, but do it with the knowledge of the risks involved. And guys, that is the video. this was like fun for me to do. Is basically me just riffing the entire time. But yeah, don't fucking tan unless you want to, in which case do it, but don't pretend that it's healthy. If you like this style of content, do me a favor, hit the like button if you like it. Leave a comment letting me know why I'm an idiot, or insult me because I insulted a family member of yours during this. It really helps out the channel, and I respond to every single one of them. If you want to subscribe, please do. I post a new video every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that are normally a little bit more scripted out and well thought out than this video. And then share to a buddy who wants to hop into a tanning bed. If you really like this style of content, you can follow all of these socials down below. They will be linked in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.